They never thought I'd actually come. Honestly, I almost stayed away. But when the gilded invitations arrived, celebrating 40 years of their supposed love and devotion, I knew my moment had finally come. A moment to settle an old debt. From the shadows at the edge of the ballroom, I watched them. My fingers curled around a glass as laughter shimmered beneath crystal chandeliers. They looked perfect, charming, trustworthy, untouchable. The kind of people you'd never suspect of cruelty. But I knew better. I remembered the sharp scent of pine and burning wood. I remembered the sting of their voices. Useless. That word clung like a scar. It was the last thing they said before slamming the car doors and driving off, headlights fading down the gravel road. I was 14. Just a kid. Left alone at a campsite barely 60 miles from home. No food. No bag. No explanation. Only the echo of their accusation. That night, I huddled behind a dumpster, skin peppered by mosquitoes, stomach gnawing with hunger, ears aching for footsteps that never came. Hours later, Grandpa found me. He drove through the darkness with headlights slicing the night, his heavy hand resting on my shoulder as he wrapped me in his coat. He didn't ask what happened. He didn't need to. His silence told me he understood. He knew exactly what they had done. And he knew I wouldn't forget. I didn't. For 15 years, I carried it all. At their anniversary celebration, they raised their champagne glasses, faces glowing with saintly smiles, while guests applauded their enduring love. I smiled too, but mine was tempered steel. Because if anyone understood endurance, it was me. I endured the gossip in foster care after they signed me away. I endured hunger, the cold stares, the hushed whispers. I endured and survived, learning to work, to save, to plan. Grandpa gave me more than just a lifeline. He gave me the tools to build an empire they never imagined I could reach. So I waited. Quiet. Patient. Until tonight. The first cracks of betrayal had appeared years ago. Grandpa once trusted my father with a locked cabinet of cash, money that mysteriously disappeared. Later came a mortgage filed in Grandpa's name without his knowledge. When Grandpa died, my mother's tears carried whispers of debts that had drained his estate dry. But I'd already seen the forged signatures. I'd found the secret accounts. They hadn't just abandoned me. They had robbed the only man who ever saved me. That was their second betrayal. And that one, I could never forgive. I didn't confront them in anger. I didn't scream. I planned. For 3 years, I traced every wire transfer, every forged signature, every shell account. I archived everything, every theft catalogued, every lie documented. Quietly, methodically, I built my case. Then I bought the building they lived in, purchased the mortgage they tried to bury, and claimed every debt they thought had disappeared. Piece by piece, I tightened the noose. Tonight, all I had to do was pull. When the host handed me the microphone, I rose. "Ladies and gentlemen," I said, "a toast to the happy couple." The room stilled. All eyes turned to me. Their discomfort rippled across the tables. They hadn't expected me, not after 15 years. But they smiled anyway, playing the devoted parents. "You've taught me so much," I said evenly. "About strength. About survival. About what family truly means." Polite murmurs of approval floated through the crowd, glasses lifted. "And tonight," I added, "I've brought you a gift, a true reflection of your legacy." I placed a small black box between them. My father's hands trembled as he opened it. Inside sat a single USB drive. Nothing else. His smile faltered. "Play it," I instructed. The projector whirred to life. First came the bank statements, accounts tied to their names with funds siphoned from Grandpa. Then the forged documents, his signature crudely copied beneath theirs. Finally, the property deeds, debts stacked high and now legally owned by me. The room fell silent. Guests shifted in their seats, uncomfortable. Friends, neighbors, church members, they all watched as the saints of the evening were exposed frame by frame. My mother's fingers clutched her pearls. My father's face turned ashen. I leaned closer, my voice low enough for only them. "You left me once. Tonight, I'm leaving you. But I'm not the one without a home anymore." I slid foreclosure papers across the table, effective immediately. Their house, their cars, their savings, gone. The laughter that had filled the room minutes earlier curdled into hushed whispers. Their celebration had become a public trial. They tried to speak, but the microphone was still in my hand. Every denial crumbled under hard evidence. Every excuse died under the weight of their guests' stares. I didn't need to raise my voice. Silence was enough to bury them. When I walked out of the ballroom, I never looked back. I didn't need to. Their carefully built world of lies was already collapsing. I'd lit the match in front of everyone they valued. 15 years ago, they abandoned me behind a dumpster. Tonight, I left them among the ashes of their own ruin. And what I felt wasn't triumph. It wasn't even vengeance. It was stillness. Because revenge isn't fueled by fury, it's about balance. Restoring what was taken. They stole a child's safety. They betrayed a grandfather's trust. So I took everything else.